Hey guys!
We're here today to do the video that finished in first place in the Patreon poll of the week, none other than Cradle of Filth with Necromantic Fantasies. Sounds like an episode of Lucifer on Netflix. I love that show. It's finished
Or American Horror Story.
Fuck yeah, American Horror Stories too. That's a good one too. Alright, so they have a new album coming out. This is their second single. We've checked the first one on the channel. We were impressed, so let's see what the second one has in store for us. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's dive in. Wow, badass video. Badass song. All right, you go on this one.
Fuck, really, really good song. Oh, that was. I gotta say that that was a really, really good song, and that's going up there with my favorite, probably one of my favorite songs from Cradle of Filth. To be honest with you.
Really?
Oh fuck, I enjoyed that.
It's like a mini movie within a track.
I think that's why I also enjoyed it, because I
felt like I was watching a movie.
Exactly, going along with the track, and I mean, come on, those fucking those opera vocals, like
in the background.
In the background, were so haunting, but
with the symphonic elements as well.
Yeah, with the symphonic elements, but those graspy, harsh vocals are not too bad. Like, are not like too harsh. They're perfect. They are perfect.
Yeah, I agree with you. It came across almost as a narrator of a story, or somebody who's telling a story, but from an evil perspective.
It reminded me, this whole song, some parts of the song reminded me of Charles Francis Copeland, whatever it's called.
Yeah. From Crack-Angren.
Crack-Angren, yeah. That's what it reminded me of. And that's probably why I enjoy this so much, too, because I love that song, too.
Once again, it's a storytelling. You feel like
it's a storytelling, but the vocals,
feel like you're watching a movie, and the vocals help the storytelling.
Harsh vocals are done in a way where I can understand every word, and I'm able to follow along with the story. The video is also helping me follow along with the story, and those like angelic background vocals while the harsh vocals are happening are just icing on the cake.
I agree with you. I got the same vibe as you from the beginning. It had a very operatic, dark horror vibe to it. And I was really intrigued by it, and I almost lost myself in it. Like I said, I felt like I was watching a movie. When you're listening to the song and you watch the music video, they really combine well as one, and it all just becomes one full experience. It's not a video and a song; it's the two together creates that experience. I'm with you. The Danny's vocals felt to me that it was almost like a very dark, sinister narrator that's telling the story. And his voice is changing ever so slightly depending on where he is within the story, but not really drastically changing. So it's easy for you to understand what he's saying and follow him along. And I almost felt like he was adding more atmosphere to the whole song than anything else with the tone that he was using in the range in which he stayed throughout the track. So it made the song feel a little bit easier to digest, easier for you to follow. And when the song becomes easier for you to follow as far as what the story is, you become more intrigued by it and you kind of become part of it. If you don't understand what he's saying and he's going a little bit all over the place, it's kind of hard for you to stay connected with it because you have the visual aspect of it, but you're losing a little bit of where the song started and as far as the story goes and where it's taking you and where it's going to end. The fact that he allowed us to kind of be part of it, and he was more, like I said, a narrator telling a story, but telling a story from a very dark place, coming from a very horrendous place, if you will, a very sinister place, you know what I mean? It really helped the whole atmosphere of the track. And then when you add those symphonic elements and when you add those operatic vocals in the background to create an ambiance, it just jumps off. The track gains a life of itself.
Yeah.
Gains a life of itself. To me, that is the core of where I was with this song, those elements. But we can't forget how the drums are impeccable on this track. Heavy, but not overly heavy that they overpower everything else that it's happening. They're heavy in the right moments, in the moments almost where there's a little bit of a crescendo, where there's a little bit of a cliffhanger, and you're not really sure what's going to happen. The drums become heavier in that part, almost to tell you that the climax is coming. There's multiple climaxes throughout this story process, but I always felt like the drums kind of came in order for you to, it's almost like Jaws. You know when you hear the music, dong, 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 dong,
yeah.
dong, you know the shark is coming. You don't see the shark.
It's that build-up.
But you see that, you know that the shark is coming based on the soundtrack of the movie. Same thing with horror movies, when the person is going into the basement looking for...
There's different music.
Yeah, when the music becomes a little bit more intense, you know like the killer's around the corner or whatever.
And when there's a sharp noise, you know it's like right behind.
Exactly.
It's a jump scare.
And I felt that everything else was very controlled in terms of telling you the story, the way they created the ebbs and flows as far as the crescendos and as far as the climaxes of where you are within the story, that something drastic is going to happen around the corner. Like in the beginning, you think they're going to kill her, the demon or the devil comes and kills them, and then her killing herself at the end. There's 2 or 3 different climaxes within the story that are become really important. And I felt that the drums really helped me understand where those moments were coming. Not necessarily where they are, but that they were coming just around the corner, because the drums got heavier and it kind of let me know that something is going to happen. I really enjoyed that. It was such an interesting way of adding something to the way the track feels and to the way the track sounds and how you tell a story within a song. And the guitar playing is outstanding too. The solo is incredible. The guitar playing is outstanding. The guitar playing offers a little bit of the same dynamics you get from the vocals in terms of within a certain parameter, you can go up and down a little bit, creating some ebbs and flows. I felt the guitars did a little bit of the same. Sometimes more melodic, sometimes a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, a little bit more chunky, then going a little bit more towards the more symphonic side of the track, being a little bit more melodic. So the ebbs and flows of the storytelling are really well represented across all the elements, the vocals, the guitars, the drums, everything. So it's a really interesting track. I love songs like this. You went with Francis Coughlin from Karak Angren. Karak Angren in general does a lot of this storytelling with their music. That's one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of their music, because I'm not just listening to a song, I'm listening to a story. And most often than not, that story is part of a much bigger, larger story that gives you even more of a sense of being connected with it. I'm a huge fan of that style of approach, of storytelling, and in using the music as the soundtrack of the story that's built within the lyrics. This one to me is one of the best ones that I've heard recently, that really encapsulates that whole vibe, that brings that movie cinematic aspect, brings it into the video as well, because the video is very artistic, very cinematic. Wow, just flawlessly done. Musically, video, everything. I'm not going to go as far as to say that this is going to be my favorite Cradle of Filth song, but it's up there.
No, it's up there for me.
It's definitely up there. It has to be in the conversation of one of the most complete tracks in terms of everything that they put together.
That I've heard at least.
Yeah. Or the ones that I really like, because with this band, like, I'm kind of pregnant with them.
I'm not a full-on fan, but I
wouldn't consider myself a full-on fan, but I'm also not a hater.
I'm not a hater, yeah.
So I'm a little bit, like, on the fence.
I like what I like, and I like this. So
You're a simple man.
I'm a simple man.
I'm a simple man. I like what I like, and I like this. What else is there to say? Exactly. But based on the two singles, this album...
I might actually really like this album.
That's what I was going to say, too. This is a band that I like a song here, and I like a song there, but it hasn't been a band that really brought me into its bosom, if you will, and let me suck on its teat. You know, so for me to be full on filthy with them. But this album, based on these two singles, this is as close as I've ever been of being full on board with this band.
Yeah. Because
both songs were just really incredibly done. And if you have two songs of this magnitude on a record, I'm sure the record is not going to disappoint. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing album. So this was a great video, great song. Anything else you want to add before we go for today?
No, I think
we covered everything.
Yeah.
We've covered everything. All right. On that note, guys, let us know your thoughts on the latest from Cradle of Filth, on this song, on this video. Are you excited about the record? All of that stuff, hit us up in the comments section. We always check it out, and we always get back to you guys with some feedback. I love reading the comments, because sometimes people spot things in the video and the song that we didn't.
I haven't seen.
Because... Another thing that I have to mention just before we go is that we watched this for the first time we press record. We don't have the luxury of watching this video 10 times or listening to this song 10 times to be able to dissect every single piece. So sometimes when I'm reading the comment section, people point out certain things. I'm like, fuck, why didn't I think about that? Great, but that person probably have watched the video 10 times, 20 times, and listened to the song I don't know how many times. So sometimes it's easier to see the forest from the trees when you've had that many.
You don't see it until afterwards.
Yeah, or somebody has to point it out, and then you're like, fuck, yeah. Okay, now let me pay a little bit more attention. So I think that's one of the great things about the comment section, is that we all get to talk metal in this community that we've created and exchange thoughts and ideas. And they're all welcome. There's no such thing as a bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, there's just ideas. All right, guys, on that note, we'll see you at the next video. Take care, guys.
See ya.